Hello students, this video I have prepared on the request of many students, the passive voice and its importance for the IELTS students. The passive is very important for the IELTS students for many reasons. First, grammatical range and accuracy is one out of the 4 criteria on which the writing section is assessed. So if not more, then at least 2 to 3 sentences of the passive should be there in any essay and graph for the academic IELTS students and in the letter and essay for the general IELTS students. Secondly, if the academic students get a process graph, especially a man-made process, then the whole graph is to be written in the passive. The passive voice is rather easy, and I have noticed that those who work on the passive voice and use it correctly score well in the writing module. In English, the sentence syntax is SVO, which means that the subject comes first, then the verb, and finally the object. For example, we say teachers teach students. Teachers are doing something, teaching. So teachers are the subject. Teach is a verb, a doing word. Students are the object, as something is being done on them. Now if we bring students, the object, in the front, then we'll have to make the sentence in the passive. Instead of writing the verb as such, we write be plus third form of the verb, that is the past participle form. So be in the present form. Be is the only verb in the whole of English language which has a different present, a different past, and a different future. In the present form, be is, am, are. In the past, it is was, were. So if the sentence is in the passive and is in present tense, teachers teach students, we write students are taught by teachers. So it's a present tense, so be, present tense of be is, am, are. As students is plural, so we'll select are from there. Students are taught by teachers. Taught is not the past tense form of the verb, it is the third, that is the past participle form. Teach, taught, taught, third form. In the past, teachers, we write teachers are taught by, students are taught by teachers. In the past, teachers taught students. So in the past tense, so when we have to make this verb in the past tense, if the active sentence is teachers taught students, that is the sentence is in the past tense, then the passive voice also will be in the past tense. Students were taught by teachers. Here were is the verb, a past tense form of be. So this is because it is the sentence is in the past tense, so here it will be decided in the passive voice that it is in the past tense, because here again taught is not the past tense form of teach here used, it is the past participle form or the third form. Were and taught, if there were two past tense verbs, they could never come together in any one sentence of English. It is not the past tense form of teach, it is the past participle form or the third form that is being used here in the passive voice. So teachers taught students, students were taught by teachers. Teachers teach students, students are taught by teachers. So I think I've made it quite clear. This is very confusing for my students, and that is why I've tried to simplify it as far as I could. A common mistake I come across when I check notebooks of students is that they write students were spent $100 on books. So here spent is the past tense. They want to say कि students ने $100 books पे खर्चे थे. So spent is the past tense, but were is the past tense. So two past tense verbs don't come together. So this sentence is wrong as it is in very simple terms. Students, here students is the subject because they are doing something, they are spending. So we will not use it, this is not an object which has been brought to the front. So we say students spent $100 on books. And when we make it in the passive, then it is what they spent is $100. This is the object. So the sentence would be $100 were spent by students on books. $100 will be the object. So they were spent, that is spent, third form of the verb, past participle form, as spend, spent, spent. So third form. Then in the passive it will be the third form. Then we can write $100 were spent. But with the subject in the front, we cannot write were spent. Then I tell them then that two past tense verbs don't come together in one sentence. I correct it and tell them to write either students spent $100 on books or $100 were spent by students on books. In the first sentence, the past tense form of the verb spent has been used, whereas in the second sentence, the past participle or the third form has been used. So I hope this will clarify your doubts about the passive voice. I've tried to simplify it. In each and every tense, the passive would be made in the same tense, but we do not need to go into the depth of all that for the IELTS students. This much knowledge about the passive is more than enough. Thank you very much for watching patiently. If you have any questions, please let me know. I posted a video on this earlier in the morning, but unfortunately the sound was missing from that. I don't know how that happened. That's why I've made it again and I'm posting it again. Thank you for watching.